Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with daily technical update. It is Monday the 16th of June. Hope you had a great weekend. This is an educational video only. There's no advice whatsoever. I'm only demonstrating to show you and illustrate how I try to read the market using technical analysis and how you can do the same and use indicators and annotations. And today we'll start with Apple. We talked about it before. I just want to remind you, 193.25 support. It's likely to be tested. You will see bearish trend here below the 55 moving average, below the cloud. Negative sentiment on the RSI likely to break lower. And if it does, if it closes below 193.25, well, then we could see it down 180, 170 possibly. For this scenario to be reversed, well, at least to get at least above 213.30 to reverse the trend. If it takes out and moves above the, and let me just draw a line here. If it closes above 206.25, well, then it's back in neutral position. Novo Nordisk, we'll also talk about that one. That has been struggling for the better part of a year, but has bounced past a few weeks, a couple of months actually, and now testing Friday here, 526 resistance. Positive sentiment on the RSI, no divergence, indicating likely higher levels, but expect a little bit of a setback after being rejected here and also at the top cloud level. Moving on to the US markets, US indices, we have Nasdaq 100 that sat back a bit Friday, 1.3%, still above the support here, 21,455, and we can see here pre-market for now. It is just above 21,430. Actually tested at the future Friday, but bounced and now bouncing further. We are still in a bullish trend, but it is a little bit stressed with divergence on the RSI. So be careful. We could certainly face a correction. We have the S&P 500 index, as you can see here. Well, it is closed. This is casting days. It closed just above the 5,920 minor support. If it closed below that one, well, then there could be a push further lower. And let's have a look at what's going on the pre-market. You will see here Friday also tested 5,920 support and is now bouncing. And let's just have a look at US 30. That has also bounced this early morning, a heavy sell-off Friday on the Dow, but bouncing also. So basically sideways for the Dow index. In Asia session this morning, we have the Hang Seng bouncing from the 38.2 retracement at 23,762, and with about 0.5%. So it keeps its uptrend here. And what you can also do, you can draw a trend line there. You see from this close there, so just around that level, there's some support, and I think we'll bounce further. There's still potential up to the 25,000, and minor divergence on the RSI could jeopardize it a bit, but let's see. The Nikkei also bounced, and if it closes above 38,470, well, then the uptrend could resume, and it is confirmed if it closes above 38,790. In Europe, we saw a larger correction last week. EuroStoxx50 closed just above 5,285, could still drop to 5,229 support area here and the 55 moving average. However, as we can see here, pre-market is bouncing a little bit from the 55 moving average, testing resistance here at the 5,313. RSI bounced from the 40 threshold, indicating we could bounce a little bit further. So that's at least good news for shareholders. DAX index traded and tested very close to test the support here at 23,338, but close to above. RSI is still positive, but very close to the 40 threshold. So let's see here pre-market what's going on, bouncing. Here we have the GER40 CFD bounced from 23,335 support, and as long as we do that, well, then we are still in a little bit of a positive bullish trend. But you will see it actually tested the lows here from May at 23,260, but now bouncing, and RSI bounced from the 40 threshold, so still in a positive sentiment. So let's see here, the next couple of days could be crucial. Will it actually close below and then drop to 22,850, or will it bounce further above 24,000? FX markets fairly calm across most pairs. Euro dollar this morning bouncing a little bit, so still in a bullish trend. There is a bit of divergence here really, but we are still in a bullish trend, and we could see it higher in the coming days and weeks. I believe it will towards the 117.70, 118 possibly. The sterling dollar, or cable as you call it, still this range bound behavior, a little bit positive of course, higher highs and higher lows, but it's not convincing. But a close above this 136.20, and the RSI closing above its falling trend line. I'll adjust it a little bit. There we are. That will mean a confirmation of the bullish trend towards 137, 138. Euro sterling bouncing a little bit after being rejected at the 50 retracement, 50% retracement of this downtrend there. If it can close above 85.50, that means also close above a cloud. We could see it push towards 85.90, 86 and a quarter, possibly higher. RSI positive sentiment, indicating likely to push higher. We can also see all moving averages are now pointing higher. I think we'll see Euro sterling pushing higher here in the coming days. Yen pairs and dollar yen are still above 142, still below 146.15. 146.30. That is the range. Still below the 55 moving average, so it could still test the 140, but it is getting narrower and narrower. Maybe we could draw a little bit of a trend line here. See, or do we actually have a bit of a triangle-like pattern going on? It seems like it, possibly. A little bit of a triangle-like pattern there that needs to break out of. That could be the first clue of direction. The euro-yen pushing higher, really got its mojo now, and pushing higher, and I think we could see at 168, possibly 168, a 30-40 level in this range here. And if we're looking at the weekly, we can see there's room much higher now. Really strong move indeed, and I think it will continue here in the coming days and weeks on euro yen towards those levels. However, if it slides back and takes out 165, and let's just adjust this one then so we can see it. There we are, 165, and then the bullish trend has reversed, but I don't think that will materialize. Aussie yen should have another go at the 94.80 resistance here. The 786 retracement could actually happen. Friday bounce from the 55 moving average, so that is the range you want to see it break out of. That spike down there at the 94.80, and if it does, well, then we'll see a test of the 95.75 resistance up there. Sterling yen seems to have another go very soon at 196.40 resistance. Maybe this is the time it will take out. We can see now all the moving averages are pointing higher. RSI is still positive, so I think eventually it will take it out, and then I think we'll see a push towards 195, 195 and a half. Aussie dollar slowly crawling higher here, but it is still the 65.50 resistance that needs to be taken out, and preferably closing above for push. I think it will occur eventually with the 55 or 100 moving average coming up. Still the 200 is dragging on it a bit. We are in a positive sentiment, and in a positive bullish trend, so I think it will play out eventually. Dollar Canada, on the other hand, pushing lower, sliding lower, and we can see there's actually no really strong resistance support until around 134.20 area down here. I think we could maybe see something about 135. in this area here, but for now it seems to be in a bearish trend to continue, and really not much stopping it before 134 and a bit. The sterling Canada dipped lower this early morning to the 786 retracement at 183.54, and tested the cloud just above the 100 moving average. Still negative sentiment here, so we are in a bearish trend. Could dip lower if it takes out that lows today. Then I think we'll see it dropping to 182.60. Euro Swiss still in this wide range here, 94.50 and around 93, and that is the range to break out of. It's been just volatile within that range for quite some time. Your guess is as good as mine. I think there will be to the downside, still negative sentiment on the other side, but let's see. I want confirmation before I would do anything. Dollar Swiss didn't take out the lows here from back from April, and seems to be bouncing a little bit. We actually had a doji here, so market were indecisive Friday, and if we get a bullish candle there, well, maybe we could have a bounce towards 82, 83 and a half, maybe 83, but the 83 and a half is the resistance it needs to take out for establish just some kind of a bullish trend. But for now we are still in a bearish trend, so let's see what happens here during the throughout the day, where we'll end positive or negative or have a go at the lows there at 80.39. We have the dollar index currently again for the third day in a row. We had a Friday, we had a Thursday, third day in a row below the support here at 97.68. And if it does close below, well, then we are looking at 96, 94, down to 97 level, and it still seems that's the way we're headed. There is divergence on the RSI now. Can you see these lows here are lower than here, but market was lower here than here. So for now, minor divergence building up, but trust the trend for now. It is bearish. Moving on to gold that pushed higher Friday, setting back a little bit this morning, but we are in a bullish trend. RSI back above 60 threshold, so despite showing divergence, it is above its falling trend line. It's above 60 threshold, and there is potential higher towards 3,500, possibly even higher, but 3,500 is previous all-time high here. Bullish trend, higher highs and higher lows, so it seems to be slowly crawling higher to that level. Silver pausing a bit, correction, a minor correction really taking on, and didn't get all the way down to 38.2, just around 35, can still do it. If we adjust to say, okay, maybe it's just the last leg up there, it didn't even get down to that 38.2 retracement, I will put it back there because that's actually more correct, I think. So a little bit of pause before I think it will push higher. There's still positive sentiment, no divergence, no imbalance, indicating likely higher levels above 37. Also platinum correction almost down to the 38.2 at 12.07, and then bouncing. I think if it takes out the lows from Friday, then we could see a larger correction, but positive sentiment on the RSI, no divergence, indicating likely higher levels on platinum. The copper still indecisive. Yes, we are above the cloud. Yes, we do have slightly positive sentiment, but the 55 moving average really dragging on it here. But we are above the 100. We are above the cloud. So I think eventually we'll see copper also crawling higher, but it needs to stay at least above 464. If it doesn't, then we are looking at 450. On the energy side, we have crude oil that, of course, has exploded here late last week, and also this early morning due to the tensions and the war in the Middle East, Israel, Iran. It didn't this morning. It opened higher, but it didn't take out the spike up here at 77.60, and now setting back. So maybe have a little bit of a correction there going on. So we reached that more than 200%. So what I will do is that, well, we have added this Fibonacci to it. We could still see a correction down to the 38.2, but we are in a positive sentiment, no divergence and bullish trend, so it could push higher. If it takes out the peak there 77.60, well, then it could be looking at 80 plus. The Brent Crude obviously also higher and open just above its peak there Friday. If it takes out that, well, then we are looking at these levels over here around 82.60, 65. Could also see a correction setting it back to 38.2 and the 200 moving average at in the region around 72.40 here. Positive sentiment on the RSI indicating likely higher levels, and we can also see if it takes out the 78.49, then we're looking at 81.60. Also, European gas higher this morning. Closed just below the resistance here and the peak here, but now this morning we are above, so we could see a push up to 40 euros, especially if RSI can stay above 60 threshold. That's going to be key today. Or will it slide back below at the 37.93? If it slides back below, well, and the RSI close back below 60 threshold, then it could slide back in the coming days. The US nat gas also a little bit higher, but still in this range between 384 and 3. And now on to yields. US 10-year Treasury yields that dropped once again to the 61.8 retracement at 431 and then bounced, and the spike up there at 451, 452. That would be the resistance. If it takes out that, well, then we are looking at 462, 465. So key support here at 430 and resistance here at 452. I think it will push higher. Positive sentiment on the RSI, and if the RSI close back above 6 threshold, that's the way we are likely to move. But for now, a little bit range bound. I expect that. The 2-year still range bound between 382 and 403. On the European yields, there's been a lot of movement, and let's have a look at the EU10 that spiked Friday lower just below the 243 support there, but then bounced strongly and continues to bounce this early morning. And I think we will see a test of the 260 resistance and the 60. This is the 61.8 retracement. So I think we'll see that we're very close to it. If it takes out that, well, we're looking at 265. UK 10, also strong bounce. Didn't get all the way down to these lows here before bouncing strongly. Resistance now at 460. Bitcoin has bounced after a correction late last week and trying to get it back above 106,632 resistance. I think it will do that. Positive sentiment on the RSI, no divergence indicating likely higher levels, and I think eventually we'll see it pushing above 112,000, which is the all-time highs. So we have the Ethereum also bouncing here, so still in a bullish trend. Although a bit fragile, but still positive sentiment on the RSI. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day, and keep working on those charts out there.